What's up, folks? Long time no see. This is like April. The last time I did a video was right after Christmas on my fancy pit cart, which I'm still working on. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But so anyways, it's been a while. I never planned on really getting my car ready by March. Race season's just getting going now for a few weeks. A lot of rain outs, but I think most guys have gotten a race or two in by now. My car, I didn't do all this videoing during the winter because it's boring stuff. It's just me most of the time, which I have helped. I've been helping out Harrison last year, and I've really helped him out this winter, and him and his dad, Rusty, and they offer to help me all the time. But my racing or my maintenance is a little different. When they came out here, we pretty much built Harrison's car, and we came out here and hustled, 3 or 4 nights a week for 2 weeks. Got a new rear end in it, got a new body on it, got him ready to go because he was ready to rip and roar in March. And at the same time, I was dealing with some really bad, what they call long COVID. I got COVID back in January, and I guess up to 2 months after that, a couple months after that, you can get like this joint attack. So about the time we started on Harrison's car, my joints, I was like the Tin Man, couldn't move. I was all swelled up, ankles big around his elephant feet. And so we fought through that with him, and I'm pretty good now. I still got a couple little issues, but my work pace is a little different than his. So these guys, they're always offering to help, but when I come out here, I might work an hour and sit down and watch a little YouTube or whatever's on the TV for an hour, and then I might work another hour. After working all day, I don't come out here and just hump from sun up, what's left of it after work, to sundown. So I work at a little different pace when I'm by myself. But so I could have help. Those guys have offered, but I've been taking my time with mine. But before we got to Harry's, I got the whole front end rebuilt, because if you remember, my car was wrecked and destroyed after Peevely. The whole front end was tore up, the rear end was tore up. So I got the front end rebuilt, and then I got it put up in the trailer, and we got Harrison's in here, and we got his car ready to go. And then about 2 weeks ago, I got mine back in here, and the body's pretty much done. Usually my cars are blue. But I told Jim Emery with Next Level back in December I was going to go white, not knowing that everybody was white this year. But that's all right. I've always kind of wanted a white car. They look clean. So I got me a white car. The wrap is done. It's just on its way here. It's not its own way here. It's printing. So I got the body on. While I'm waiting on the wrap, I knew I needed to go through my rear end, because the rear end was tore out of the car also in the last race. And the first thing I did was pulled my axles out to make sure there was nothing bent. And the left rear slid in and out like butter. The right rear, not so much. And so the right rear tube was bent. So I took that to PEM yesterday, and he's already called me today and gave me the news. So it's costing me a little more than what I really had what I was expecting. Now I'm dipping into my tire and shock money that I need. But here, can't race without a rear end. There's Jim's awesome banner he did for me as well with the wrap. I got it in today. But so as soon as I get the rear end back, I got a few bent parts also to replace from that wreck. Let's see here. Like this weird bracket is not supposed to be bent. So I gotta go through this stuff and make sure everything is, replace the bent stuff on that. That way when I get the rear end back, my J-bar bracket, it's bent just a little bit. I'm trying to point right there, but I actually had a spare new one that I got last year. I never put it on. So that's nothing. I'll swap that out. And I'll have it ready to go by the time I get my rear end back, maybe next week. Should have the wrap maybe next week. And then it's just, I think the only thing I'm missing is bolt-on stuff. Some bumpers. Yep, bumpers. I need a front bumper and a back bumper, because those got tore off. And And tore up all my shocks, so I need shocks and some tires. So it seems like I'm getting closer, but there's still a lot to do. Let me put this back on here. That way I'm not so up close and personal. I might have cut that out. If so, we're good to go. Anyways, so I'm sitting and waiting on a rear end and a wrap now. Plus, you know, like I said, shocks and tires is next. So right now is a great time if you'd like to. I've already got my wrap coming, but we can make new stickers to go on. So anybody would like to jump on board, maybe be a tire sponsor for one or two. Hey, whatever. It all helps. I'd love to have you be a part of the team, represent you well. But the sponsors I do have are great sponsors. I got Gibbs Plumbing. Timeout. The sponsors I do have are great sponsors. I got Gibbs Painting. That's Brad and Chris Gibbs. Me and Chris went to school together way back in the day, and Brad was just a little guy. Now Brad's a big guy, and but they're great friends. Me and Brad went to church together for a long time. Let's see, who else do I got? B2D Manufacturing. James and Brad Day. Those guys have sponsored me for the last several years. Always great supporters. I've got Equity Real Estate, buddy of mine, Mike Wickerka. If you're selling, or if you're in the market to sell or buy a house, you can get hold of Mike. All these guys are on Facebook. A new sponsor this year is Quad County Emergency Service. You can contact Jesse. His number is on the wrap. Maybe I'll put that up there. And Kaufman Photography and 3D Printing, which Mark's my brother. So he's a great photographer. He used to take great pictures at the track, but he's a softball dad. So when he gets a chance, he comes out and helps me out still. He used to be it was me and him racing for a long time together. So when he gets out there, he can. But he started doing this 3D printing stuff. So he was like, man, what can I... First he was talking to me about these. I'm all over the place. You know, the old body bolt washers for the car. And I said, yeah. I said, print me up some. So he went online, got the design for them. And so he made me a couple up. Now this is me doing this. So the first couple, you know, they work great, right? There's your body bolt, and it fits. This is not the right bolt for it. I got a body bolt somewhere. But right here. It fits that washer perfect. So anyways, I didn't want to lose all these washers. So when he made when he just made a couple of them to make sure they were going to work. When he made the rest, I had him make the hole just a little tighter. And I use the impact, you know, to run it through. It threads through, no problem. But you just run that, once it bottoms out, run that through for an extra second or two, and it'll kind of wear it out. And it still spins, but I don't have to worry about losing the washer. But when it hits the body and the wrap, it won't spin with the nut, so it won't hurt the wrap. So I haven't had him make those a little closer, but he can make those for you. You look him up on Facebook. So I've got blue ones, I got white ones. You pick the color, he'll do it. And then I was like, oh man, here's something else I need, because when I wash a car, I get tired, and I see them online. You know, take it off, you put your old cap on, you got 4 inches of stud hanging out, you're putting your little wing nut down on. So he made me a taller one. This is just sitting on there until I get my wrap on. So carburetor covers, he can do those. And anything else that you think he might be able to make with the 3D printer, you just tell him. He's making all kinds of stuff. He's made a GoPro box. He's made a replica of the moon lamp. I don't know. The dude is talented. He's one of the smartest guys I know. So if he can come up with the design, he can probably make it for you. But, so Mark, of course, Jim did the wrap. He always does awesome. I think that's my dad. My dad, he doesn't make it to too many races because he's old. I always talk about being old, but he's old. You know, he's like, got to be home for the sunset old. At least that's what he says. So he doesn't make it to too many races, but he's always a big supporter, and he's always asking what he can do to help. So, you know, he, just like in the old video with the pit cart that I was telling him about, he got me the toolbox. So, and my daughter and son-in-law got me the wagon. So I made my pit cart out of that, but that's in the last video. And he's always looking to throw a bone here and there to help out. So I appreciate that, Dad. As far as the pit cart goes, let me show you. Pit cart, very affordable. I think it was $350, I think. The wagon was like $89. The handle's over here. And but the one thing about this toolbox, which if you ever decide to want to do this, you might want you either get this one and do what I did, or maybe get a little better toolbox. But you know, my old one, which in the old video you could tell I couldn't remember how to open these. I'm like, what the heck? It's unlocked. What's the deal? You know, each drawer's got a little lock on it. This one does not have that, and you can see how heavy this top drawer probably is. It's got all my wrenches, big, you know, all my sockets. So the problem was if this thing wasn't perfectly level and this wasn't locked. So if I'm at the track and I unlock this thing and it's not level, my drawers want to slide open. So I got to make sure it's locked. So I got in there, I took the drawers out and I measured how much gap I had behind the drawer and this lock. And it was 1.5 inches. Well, sure enough, Harbor Freight sells these magnets and they're 3/8 inch thick. So I just took 4 of them, stuck them together, wrapped them with a little duct tape, and then I Gorilla Glued them to the back of the toolbox. And the reason why I did that, I just did that last night, because if the drawer, it magnetizes in there. They're super strong. They're so strong that I got to turn this sideways, because if it's up and down, these two are pulling at each other. So that's why these are staggered, because I couldn't have one here. You can tell where I started to glue it. And they were pulling on each other. But, so I got 4 of them, wrapped them up, Gorilla Glued them, because if the drawer happened, once I got all the drawers back in there, if it happened to pull it off and the magnet dropped and it stuck to the drawer instead of the back wall, then I got another problem. Oh, there's my joints I was telling you about, my knees. I can't get down and back up without moaning and groaning. So anyways, those magnets are really strong. And when I stick that drawer back in there, I mean, it actually, you get it about 1 inch or 2 from closing and it goes, sucks right in. So, and those magnets were $1 a pack. So I spent an extra $20 on magnets. Whatever. I was just making it work with what I got. You know, trying to fix a problem. So, but the big drawers, I put 2 magnets on. You know, wherever my finger's at, right here. Wherever it's at. I don't know where my hand's at. Right there. My hand's dirty because I grabbed that bracket a while ago. But those are for the big drawers. The small drawers just need 1. Then I added a vise on here. Somebody suggested a vise. So, you know what? While I had the drawer out, drilled the holes, bolted that on. I got me a vise on the bench. I haven't put the TV on there yet, but I do have the TV and I do have the strut. I just haven't done it. I'm trying to decide, you know, how important it is, because I really needed to concentrate on this. But now I'm down to waiting on a wrap and a rear end. So now that's why I'm at the toolbox. I need to get my trailer reorganized. But as far as Harry goes, jump off this. We'll get back to Harry. We got his car ready to go. I put the old man setup on it, and he took it home, and him and his buddies put it on scales. They're all younger guys, and they wanted to tweak on it a little bit. You know, which I'm glad these young guys aren't afraid to make some changes and try and learn their car, because like I told Harrison, you're not going to learn everything from one guy and doing everything one way. I know the best thing I did was take great advice from great guys, and you find the right combination that works for you, your car, and your driving style. So they changed it a little bit, went to Peevely on World of Outlaw night. Car was a little twitchy, wasn't quite dialed in. So in the heat race, so in the feature, going out for the B main, I made a big quick. We only had 10 minutes. It was the last heat race, and then went right to the B main. I made a big change real quick. Brought the car around. The car was good. He transferred out of the B into the A. And then in the A, he ran okay, but we really didn't have time to try and dial the car in. It was still a little off, but at least he could drive it straight. The car wasn't twitchy and it wasn't so free. So that week, after that, I went back over and we reset up the whole car again, kind of with my setup deal on it. And he went out and ran Doe Run. I missed the heat race because that was Good Friday. I had church service Friday night. Got home at 9 o'clock, dropped my wife off, got down there right after he ran his heat. And he said the car was a little tight. We made some little adjustments. And he kind of changed his line a little bit in the feature, and he looked really good. Car was handling really good. He was looking pretty good. He was just starting a little deep in the field. I think he started 12th, was up to 6th maybe. And then on a restart, everybody got bunched up. He jumped to the left rear tire with his right front, and his steering was a little jacked up. So that ended his night, but he is off and running, and he's already looking like he's even picked up from the end of last year, even with the wintertime. So with that last race at Doe Run, he was really getting racy, 3 wide, running a good line. So starting to really get in the mix. So he's going to pick it up here. I'm going to go help him. I got a few weeks before I'm ready, so I'm going to help him out until I get going. And he's going to be running Peevely this Saturday, I believe. But probably the first week I run my car for sure, I'm probably going to go run Farmington, just make sure. I want to kind of move around a little bit this year. Nothing against any certain track. I don't want to run Peevely every week. I don't want to run Farmington every week. I don't want to run Doe Run, but I do want to like get to Benton some. I just want to bounce around this year. So you never. I say this every year. You never know when I'm going to quit, but I don't want to quit running the same track every week. That's just me. So I want to kind of bounce around, do my thing. It's convenient for the kids and grandkids and everything, but I'd like to run Benton a few times. Not really be tied down to one track. So I'm going to bounce around a little bit this year, but the first night I run is probably going to be Farmington. I'm thinking it might be the second weekend in May, but it just depends. It might end up being the third. So it depends on how fast I get this rear end back, get my bumpers, get my wrap. I still got to set up the front end. I mean, it's together, but got to get it set up. And so it just depends on how close I am. I could get in a hurry and get it done, but that's not my style. So I'm not going to work on it all night, every night. You know, racing's not going anywhere this year. So anyways, car looks good. I like the white car. And looks clean. And I went with a little less blue. First he did a wrap and it had blue on. And I said, hey, I want a white car, blue wrap. You know, blue graphics. He did it. And I was like, yep. He's like, oh, here's something I just threw together. I'll make you another one. I'm like, no, don't even mess with it. It looks good. And so then I changed my mind. I'm like, let's go with even less blue. A little more gray, less blue. But the blue I got is going to be a nice blue. So, and, you know, I always put the kids on there. I already just posted it today, the wrap. But I had my kids laying on the living room floor. They didn't know why, and I told them to act like they were hanging on to stuff. And I took their picture, cropped it out, sent it to Jim. And so they're going to be riding on the sail panels and the doors and instead of the nose. Oh, I thought my nose was over. There's my old nose. They're always on my nose. But they're going to be hanging on. Then I cut their heads off, made it 30% bigger and put it back on. So they're all wondering why their heads look big. That's because I'm ornery. And I think it looks cooler with them with a bigger head. So they're going to like that. Well, I don't know. Willow's like, why do I have to have a bigger head? And, but here, they're going to be hanging on. Their friends are going to see it. At least when we're at Farmington. So that is the scoop. I've been MIA for a few months, but we've been busy with Harry's car. We're getting mine going. And, hey, I'm not much for the garage stuff. I'm boring by myself. I rattle on when I do say stuff. And so I just figured I'd do this to catch everybody up. Once race season gets here, I'm cool with just doing the race stuff. You know, it's easy. The kids are on it. We're at the track. There's some racing. And it's not just me rambling. So, anyways, I think the car's going to look good. I hope I have a better year than last year. Last year was a lot of DNFs and a lot of front end broken parts about every other week is what I felt like. So hopefully this year we just have a good year, you know. Doesn't have to be anything special. I mean, I'd like to go out there and win them all. But here, we just want to go out and have a good time and be competitive and not spend any more than I got to. That's me. So, you know. But sometimes those go fast parts help you out. But, you know, get up on that wheel's what I always say. All right, see ya.
Newton in fifth and Dale Enlow rounding out your top six. Is those six right now poised to make it into the main event if they stay running at least where they are now. Pretty good battle back here between the 32 of Harrison Voiles and Zach Enlow for 6th and 7th. Remember, top six move. Haley leads the line and believes led another lap. Heilman's running second. Patrick is third. Mike Newton in fourth. Dale Enlow in fifth. Now Harrison Voyle. He gets around Zach Enlow and takes over the number 6 spot.